Week 7 fringe receiver and tight end starts. I've got a few for you today, but first we have a Thursday morning meme, and we've got the Kyler Murray opening for Old Reliable here. DeAndre Hopkins, he's going to be dusting the rust off tonight, and I think he's going to be involved early and often. I think the Cardinals are going to look to get him involved, especially with no Hollywood Brown. Exciting to see how it's going to look, the Cardinals offense. So let's get into this, though. The first receiver I have on the list is Rashard Bateman. Rashard Bateman is playing the Cleveland Browns, and because he's playing the Cleveland Browns, he's basically on this list, and I love his talent. He's coming off an injury, and I'm pretty sure he's finally going to play after the midfoot sprain. Lamar's having a great season, and he needs a receiver to step up and be that guy, and I think Rashard Bateman will be. I think Devin Duvernay is just a number 2, possibly even a number 3, and I think Bateman can be the dude. So this week he's got a good matchup against Cleveland. Let's just see how it goes, because I'm pretty excited to see what the offense looks like with him back out there. Next, we have Wan'Dale Robinson, who only played 23% of snaps last week, which is pretty crazy because he got 4 targets and a touchdown in those 23% of snaps. Now, it's obvious they were probably bringing him back slowly from the injury, and I think he's going to play more snaps against Jacksonville this week, which is a really good matchup. So Jacksonville, Seattle before the bye, then Houston, Detroit after the bye. He's got a good matchup coming up, or good matchups coming up. And they're desperate for wide receiver help. New York is. He's the dude they drafted, and I would roll with him. Maybe I wouldn't start him yet, but if he goes out in Jacksonville, plays 70, 60, 70% of snaps, and has 7 or 8 targets, he's going to be a startable player. So 22% rostered, he's going to be out there, and I do believe there's going to be bright days ahead for Wan'Dale Robinson. So go get him. Oh, man, Dameon Pierce. No. Oh, no. What did I do? Okay, so we're just going to go on to Allen Lazard. Allen Lazard is the next player on my list. He's been very consistent from Aaron Rodgers. He's the number 1 receiver for the Packers, at least production-wise. Maybe not routes run and target-wise. That would be Romeo Doubs. But Lazard has produced every game he's played. He missed week 1, and since then he has been, consistent, I guess is the word you would say. He's played 80+% of snaps every week. He has a touchdown or 100 yards every week, and he's giving you around 10 fantasy points at least every week. He has Washington this week. It's going to be a great matchup. Get him in your lineups. Next, we have Brandon Cooks. Brandon Cooks, he is a target monster for the Houston Texans. Him and Mills have always hooked up, and he's always been the number 1 guy. I think he's going to command a lot of targets, and he's got a great matchup against Las Vegas coming out of the bye. I think Brandon Cook should for sure be in your lineups. And the last name on the list is Alec Pierce. Yeah, not Dameon Pierce, Alec Pierce. Receiver for the Colts. He's got Tennessee and Washington the next 2 weeks. Tennessee is a great matchup for receivers, and he has been highly involved lately with 5, 6, 9, and 7 targets the last 4 weeks after his injury. He looked good against Jacksonville, and I think he's going to look good again against Tennessee. He's going to be involved, and that's pretty much what you're going to be hoping for out of this offense. So I think you can start him this week, honestly, and you should for sure be rostering him. 54% roster. Only he's available in 46% of the leagues. Go take a look. If he's available, get him on your rosters. All right, and then a few tight ends. I have Daniel Bellinger. He's been great, and he really took a step up in snap share last week, getting up to 94% snaps from 74 the week before, which was our previous high before that. He's been climbing with snap share. Climbing, just in general. He gets targets, and he catches a lot of his targets. Daniel Jones trusts him, and he has Jacksonville, Seattle the next 2 weeks, so 7% rostered. Get him on your roster, especially the way the tight ends are. It's kind of crazy. He's going to be a startable tight end in my opinion. So, and the next one is another young rook who, with Cameron Brate, he had a concussion a couple weeks ago, something with his neck, possible concussion last week. I don't know if he's going to play, and if he doesn't, K. Dotton will be a speculative possible start. Definitely tight end you'd want on your bench just in case, but when Brate missed against Atlanta, he played 94% of snaps. He had 7 targets, 6 catches, and 43 yards. It's nothing to write home about, but the snap share and targets alone are worth a look. So keep him in mind, especially with Tom Brady in that offense. Could be a pretty good tight end to have on your roster. And the last name I'm going to talk about today is Robert Tonyan. Robert Tonyan dominated targets last week against the Jets. 12 targets, 10 catches, 90 yards. He gets Washington this week. Another great matchup. Probably no Christian Watson, no Randall Cobb for sure. I think Aaron Rodgers could start relying on Robert Tonyan more and more. Depending if Christian Watson plays or not, he could go from a good start to a great one. But against Washington, he's definitely a start in the tight end landscape we are currently in. So keep Tonyan in mind, and I appreciate you guys for watching. Tomorrow we'll be going through quarterbacks and running back must starts, so I appreciate you. Thank you. Ho, ho, ho.